Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. I'm actually on my way back from Charlotte, North Carolina to our main office in Orlando, Florida. Let's take a look at a waterproofing video, the exterior of a basement. This is a walkout basement. What that means is that three sides are buried underground and one side walks out to daylight. But we're going to take a look at sealing the foundation. Also, we're going to see an old footer pipe, show you the difference between corrugated and PVC. There's a lot of misconception there. They're both about the same. We're going to show you how to seal it, install the footer pipe, which is French drain. We like to use easy flow, and then also the gravity discharge. So let's take a look. Okay, so here's the beginning of the discharge line, and you can see, we're pretty deep. We're about knee deep right here, and this is below the footer. So water is going to travel down along the footer, and then it'll turn. We'll put a T right here to pick up this small little section here. It'll come right down through the trench, and as long as we stay downhill flow, you can see we stopped there. It's going to end behind the fence. As long as we've got downhill flow, discharge to daylight, this system should work really good. In addition, we're going to be coming back and they're going to put new gutters up. You can see this one just kind of covered the porch, but the discharge was kind of tacky looking coming over this direction. Put new gutters up, bring the downspout down, and then we'll retrench right on top of our footer pipe, a solid pipe, and attach it again to the solid pipe so that the water does not go back up underneath the floor. Okay. As you dig, you may find an old footer pipe, and that's what this pipe is right here. And the reason we know it is, number one, it's right beside the footer, but as I broke some of the pipe, you can see the perforation, see the holes, and they actually did it correctly. Holes point down into the gravel. You can see the root system that's grown inside here. Impossible to clean such long neglected footer pipe, but we're going to break that out and lay our new pipe exactly where that one is, and come around, comes down along the footer, down to the T, to the excavation, to the discharge pipe, and it goes all the way out behind that fence. Okay, so you can see again, just to show you, this is the old footer pipe. This is thin-walled PVC. A lot of people talk about how great PVC is. You can see it gets brittle and cracks. I broke that with a shovel. You can see I can snap it in my hand. The reason we know it's footer pipe is you can see the holes, and they did it correctly. Holes point down, but it has been neglected. Usually you can't clean these lines anyways, but this is original. Been here since this house was built, and you can see the root system that's growing inside of it. It's just tremendous, and there's no way a cable can clean any of that. This size roots, this many roots, it's impossible. But you may find that as you dig down. That's a good sign. Number one, you know you're at the footer. Number two, you know that whoever built your home, at least they cared enough to put in footer pipe. So what we're doing is we're just using the shovel and busting that old footer pipe out. I know it's dark back there, and I'll have to move out of the way so he's got more room, but it's so brittle. Remember, PVC is great, but you see that shovel cuts right through that stuff. It's not as strong as you think when people make this assumption about corrugated and thin wall PVC. They're almost identical. In fact, they rate them both at 3,000 pounds crush. That's what the crush rating is on both of them. So we went ahead and started to lay our easy flow. This is 4-inch perforated pipe surrounded by styrofoam peanuts encased in fabric, and this is actually set below the floor. We are at the bottom, the pipe is at the bottom of the footer, and as water floods up into the system, the pipe picks it up, goes through the styrofoam peanuts into the perforation of the pipe, and is carried away. Remember, the secret of all this, all your labor, all your efforts, make sure you're below the floor or your system will not function properly. Okay, so we're applying our liquid rubber. Remember, if you can see that, it says rubber coat number 57. This is a blackjack number 57. There's lots of products out there. People put comments about how long it lasts. You know what? If this lasts 15 or 20 years, that's great. That's pretty much the life expectancy of any French drain. So this is perfect. And you can see we're just kind of trying to maintain a line across the top, and you can paint over this. This stuff bonds to the wall, and it doesn't come off like we pulled that paint off. It won't come off that same way. It really bonds to the wall itself. So here at the Discharge, what I do is, this is a 4-inch corrugated pipe, and this fitting is a 4-inch 90. We put a grade on it, 4-inch, and I make a slice, slide it inside the coupling, and then I usually put a couple of set screws in there. Then I use roofing tape to wrap around the entire coupling to make it watertight. Although we're discharging, it doesn't have to be watertight, but it's nice to make it look good and secure. Water's coming down from the house itself. The foundation comes under the fence, comes up here and just floods out into the area. All done. So remember, when you are using a gravity discharge, that has to have downhill flow away from that footer. If you are level, you probably ought to use a sump pump. The sump pump lifts it up and can push it, wherever you want. This particular yard, the fence kind of blocked that view, but this yard probably had 3 feet of fall to where we discharged, so gravity worked really good. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day. So a quick note about live help. That is our video consultation via Skype or FaceTime, Duo, WhatsApp. There's a lot of ways that we can video. What you do is you load one of those programs onto your phone so that you can actually have a video conference. And you can show us the problem. You can show us your ideas of what you want to do. We can help with project planning, labor, we find labor, parts, materials, and also if you have a question about will the system work, I promise you that I'll be able to give you the answer to that within just a few minutes. The cost right now is $50 through the month of December, our Christmas special. You go to the website, sign up online, use the service sign-up sheet.